Hi guys, and welcome back to another video where today we're going to be predicting the scores of week 30 of the 2020-2021 Premier League season. Now before we get into this week's predictions, let's have a quick look back at how well we got on last week in week 29, which seems an absolute age ago now that we've had a lot of international football going on. So Nathan, how well did we get on?
So normally for 4 fixtures last week, I would say that getting 3 points is a good result, but considering we had 1 right last week, 1 out of 4, that's pretty poor in my eyes. I had a perfect score though in Leeds to beat Fulham 2-1.
And I come away with just 2 results, 2 points for me, no perfect scores, but representing the viewers was Mahmoud Conte. We know that Mahmoud is at the top of the table, and Mahmoud came away with 4 points overall and 1 perfect score, being the Spurs away victory against Aston Villa. Top scorer though with a magnificent score of 8 points was friend of the channel and your channel, Nathan Hassan Ali. 8 points as I've already said, 2 perfect scores. So congratulations to you, Hassan. Talking about the league table though, Nathan, top of the shop as we've already said is Mahmoud Conte on 207 points in first position, closely followed by David Redcliffe on 204 points. Then it's yours truly on 197, Screenboy 8 4th, Dugout Football Channel and in 5th, and Francis Bilardi in 6th position. Top scorer last week, as we said, Hassan is in 17th position on 180, and yourself, Nathan, 22nd position on 174 points.
Continuing to fall behind.
So if we just slowly scroll down the table, let's see if you can spot yourself. Isaac A in 52nd there. Anyone else? Eddie Video Star, regular contributor now, 62nd. And then all these, like Bruno Fernandes, I know he's playing it quite a bit now. All the way down to 245. But that's enough of the table. Let's crack on now. Make some predictions for week 30.
Okay, so first up we have the 12:30 on Saturday between Chelsea and West Brom on BT Sport. Chelsea starting to gather some momentum in 4th position, gaining some draws here and there and some victories. Don't think they played in the last game week either, but they're coming up against a West Brom team who I believe they also didn't play either, so they've had a bit more of a rest as well. Chelsea going to want to get some points on the board if they want to keep that Champions League spot and keep West Ham out of it. And then West Brom, well, they're pretty much doomed at this point, and they're going to be doomed against this Chelsea team 4-0.
Yeah, well, Chelsea, since Tuchel's taken over, they haven't actually lost a single game that's in Europe or in the Premier League, and they've only conceded 2 goals in their last 10 Premier League fixtures as well. So I'm sure that they'll take all 3 points in this fixture, which is on BT Sport live at 12:30, as you already said, Nathan. West Bromwich Albion, 1 win in their last 6 matches, 19th position, 10 points off safety, so I think it's going to be a straightforward Chelsea victory, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 home win to the Blues. Next up at 3 o'clock, the only 3 o'clock kickoff that we've got on Saturday, which is on Amazon Prime in the UK. We've got Leeds United against Sheffield United. Sheffield United rock bottom of the table. Of course, they got Paul Heckingbottom in charge now, ably assisted, well, maybe not ably assisted, by Jason Tindall. I think he's the former Bournemouth. Former Bournemouth
assistant for 10 years, and also their manager, but it didn't go well for him. I think he's a great assistant, he just can't do it on his own, and him and Eddie Howe had a really good working relationship. Heckingbottom, he is a good coach, just not really proven at this level, and I think people should give him time, but with the state of the Sheffield United team at the moment, they're going down, and I think he's going to have real problems, but I reckon, you know, they should keep him in the Championship.
Possibly, we'll see, because they are doomed. But whether they can work any magic since they've come in, I think they've suffered back-to-back defeats.
I think they've only been in 1 game where they lost 5-0. So what a start that was for them.
What about the Southampton match though?
That was Chris Wilder's last game, right? And then the following week he resigned.
Yeah, so getting destroyed by Leicester City. Leeds, don't know we say this practically every time they run out, which Leeds is going to turn up. They've kind of tightened up in the back, which has had a detrimental effect on them going forward, but they did get 2 goals against Fulham last time out, which you actually predicted, which your perfect result. But I think Leeds should win this one, and I'm going to go for another 2-0 victory to Leeds in this one.
I'm going to add 1 goal to that and say 3-1. I just think the regime under Leeds is starting to get to that time, in particular where it was at the Championship last season, where they really started to struggle, but then they ended up picking it back. I believe straight after demonetised virus lockdown, we destroyed them 2-0 Cardiff. Then they started to struggle, but then they picked it back up again towards the end of the season, and the year before that it was even worse. Bottled it to Derby, of course, but I don't know. It is coming up against Sheffield United. Their defence is really struggling. I don't think they'll be able to cope with the Leeds attack, so I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory.
And Bamford should be fit, I understand.
Yeah, well. I believe he should be fit, and he hasn't. Well, he didn't get selected for the England call-up or Ireland, may I add, because he still hasn't made his mind up on that one. So anyway, moving on, we have got the 5:30 on Saturday between Leicester and Man City. One of the biggest games of the weekend. Definitely should be on TV. This one, Leicester in third, good form, 4 wins in 6 with only 1 loss as well. And Man City, what can we say about them? Same sort of form as well, 1 loss in 6, but they've also won 5 matches around that as well. Difficult one, but I think Man City are just going to push them all the way. Remember, Leicester, they have all those injury issues as well still, but I'm going to go for 3-2 to Man City. Yeah, I think they should have this one in the bag.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Manchester City will get revenge on the reverse fixture where actually Leicester beat them 5-2 at the Etihad.
That was at the start of the year as well, and everyone thought that Man City were going to be dire this year.
Well, they didn't have the greatest start, but they've come back absolutely superb. I agree. I think they will come through this match. Iheanacho for Leicester is in absolutely fantastic form, or prior to the international break. Man City, though, array of talent all over the pitch. They can rest players. Aguero coming to the end of his Man City career as well, so he's got 8 games, so he'll want to finish off with a flourish. I think the Citizens will win this one. It's going to be tight though, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 away victory.
Interesting.
Next up, we got the final fixture on Saturday between Arsenal and Liverpool, live on Sky at 8 o'clock. Now, we know Liverpool's woes at home, which has seen them plummet to, is it 7th now? Yeah, 7th in the table. Arsenal, okay, they've only suffered defeat once in their last 6. Looking good, and other times they look kind of sterile. I think Odegaard in the centre of park has given them a little bit of a new lease of life, and Aubameyang's getting back to something like his old self. In this match, however, I think with Liverpool going on the road, when they're in Europe, playing away from home or away from Anfield, they are picking up victories. So I think they'll go to Arsenal. They won't lose, but I think Arsenal, bit of a tough cookie. I think it's going to end all square, so I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline in this one.
Interesting. I actually think that Liverpool are going to sneak it in the end, 1-0. Looking at their away form, it's very good, minus obviously that Leicester one. They're struggling at home at the moment, but obviously they're not playing Champions League at home. So yeah, I'm going to go for an hour 1-0 at the end of the game, I imagine. Next up, we have the first of the Easter Sunday matches in the Premier League. I still think they're absolutely appalling that they put it on Easter Sunday, personally. But anyway, starting off with midday between Southampton and Burnley. Southampton, they're going to still be struggling, I imagine, after the international break. Only 1 win in 6. Some poor fixtures there. Losing 5-2 to Man City, losing to Brighton, losing Everton, heavily to Leeds as well. Grinding out a good draw against Chelsea, though, not long ago. But coming up against Burnley, it's Burnley, isn't it? They're drawing everything at the moment, scoring it all the time. They did get a good win last time around as well against Everton, 2-1. Quite a shock that was as well. So yeah, I think they're going to nick it 1-0.
Yeah, I'm going to go exactly the same as you.
Interesting.
That victory over Everton last time out, a little bit of a shock to myself, because I'm sure I predicted a Toffees home victory in that one. So Burnley resolute at the back, okay-ish going forward. A lot of people don't like their style, but I'm sure the Burnley fans don't care about that, as long as they're winning and grinding out points and upsetting the apple cart. So yeah, I've said a 1-0 victory to Burnley in this one. Next up at 2:05 on Sunday, live on Sky, we've got Newcastle at home against Spurs. Newcastle in free fall at the moment.
They're absolutely shocking.
I think they're the most disgruntled fans in the Premier League at the moment.
Rightfully so as well, I think.
Even more disgruntled than Sheffield United, but we know that it's almost a formality that they're down. Spurs, bit of topsy-turvy. They're not too happy with their manager Mourinho, even though that they have won 4 of their last 5 matches. Last time out they had a very good victory against Aston Villa. Bale's form is up and down, playing quite well for Wales, you could say, provided the cross for Dan James in that victory over Czech Republic. Will he turn up for this one? Will he even play? Son, hopefully he'll be back. We know he was carrying an injury and missed that victory against Aston Villa.
I think he missed the international break as well, just to recover.
So he may not be back. We'll just have to wait and see. But going to Newcastle just 2 points above Fulham, with a game in hand. They're going to have to pull up all the stops, but I don't think they'll cope with this three-pronged attack of Spurs, and I can see that Spurs are going to win this one 2-1.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to go for a 2-0 Spurs win. I don't think Newcastle will be able to break through, but they're in a dire mess up there on Tyneside at the moment. I can understand why the fans are unhappy. Mike Cashley is ruining things up there, and I will call him Mike Cashley as well, quite frankly. Steve Bruce, he's gone at the end of the season, no doubt about it, regardless if they're up or down. I got a feeling they're going down, though. I think Fulham will stay up, you know.
A lot of people were loving him earlier in the season when they were doing well.
Yeah, I know, but the way things change, but I think this is the time where I think they're going to be even worse in the Championship next season.
Really?
Yes, because I think they're going to go for another cheaper manager. So, because you haven't got Benitez to save you this time, or Chris Hughton. I think it's going to be dire next season either way for Newcastle. Let me know in the comments, Newcastle fans. But anyway, moving on. Next up, we've got Aston Villa versus Fulham. Crucial game for Fulham at the bottom of the table. Aston Villa sort of in that 10th position now. Got nothing to win or lose at the moment. In poor form-ish though. Looking at Fulham's recent results, they've had some quite difficult games. I mean, they've lost to Leeds, Man City. They did beat Liverpool, and then they lost to Tottenham as well. So things are starting to look up for them. But I don't know what it is. I think Villa are just going to walk through their defence. I think, even though they have shored up at the back, I think Villa's defence will be too strong and Villa will be able to get through the Fulham defence. So I am going to go for 2-0 to Aston Villa. Yeah, all their endeavour, Fulham, they are struggling to win games. Okay, they had that fantastic result at Anfield against Liverpool, but you say back-to-back defeats now. Struggling to score, you could say. Aston Villa, 10th position, sort of only 1 win in 6. So this is going to be a very, very close encounter, but I do think Villa at home are just going to nick it, possibly with an Ollie Watkins goal. He's probably due another goal. Yeah, I believe he scored in his debut for England as well. Yeah, he's on form, so he'll be full of confidence. I'm going for a 1-0 victory to Villa in this one. And at 7:30 on Sunday, Easter Sunday, we've got Manchester United against Brighton. Now Brighton picking up a little bit of form, 2 victories in their last 2 matches against Newcastle and Southampton, so teams they'd expect to pick up some sort of result anyway. Manchester United, 2nd position, no losses in their last 6, a fine win against West Ham, although I think West Ham I think they went there and sort of parked the bus, and in the end they got what they deserved for not coming out and attacking Manchester United. Prior to that, they had a very good victory against Manchester City in the all Manchester derby. So I think Manchester United will win this one. Brighton will give them a tough afternoon. I think the Red Devils are going to nick this one 2-1. Interesting. I think it's going to be an hour 1-0. Brighton getting a very good victory over Newcastle. Ultimately, Brighton are essentially staying up at this point. West Brom aren't going to catch them, and then it's more likely that Newcastle are going to go down, but they're going to have to win every single game, bearing in mind that there's only 8 games left of the season as well. So I think Man United will just sneak through. There's not going to be many goals in this one. 1-0. Moving on to Easter Monday at 6 o'clock on Sky, we've got Everton versus Crystal Palace. Now Palace hibernating around that mid-table position, just wait until the end of the season, aren't they? Hodgson's going to go, and then things are going to more than likely. Then Everton, they need to turn around their form, losing the last 2 matches. I got a feeling they might do it, but then again, they don't really have anything to play for unless they hope that Liverpool slip up more, and then they can maybe push into a Europa Conference League place. Of course, that's starting, I believe, from next season as well. Yes. Or maybe Europa League if they can go above Tottenham. But yeah, they have some things to play for, so I think they're going to push. Now, Ancelotti's going to be into them. Crystal Palace will probably drop their heads a bit, so I'm going to say 2-1.
2-1, yeah. I'm not sure how many of their players were on international duty. I'm not sure if there was many for Crystal Palace, so maybe Crystal Palace will be a little bit fresher. Of course, you've got the likes of Rodriguez. He's probably gone back to South America to play, whether they were in World Cup qualifying.
And then you have the likes of Seamus Coleman and other players like that.
Yes, who's playing tonight? Do they play tonight, Republic of Ireland?
They lost last night.
Yes,
1-1 to Qatar.
Of course. Dear,
Stephen Kenny out.
Anyway, I think Crystal Palace are going to give Everton a bit of a game in this one. There's no real pressure on Crystal Palace as they're 37. What are they? 11 points above the drop zone. So a couple more victories and they'll be fine for another season in the Premier League. Everton, as you said, Nathan, back-to-back defeats against Chelsea and Burnley at home, which isn't a great look. So I think Palace will go there with a little bit of confidence, and I can see them grinding out a 1-1 draw in this one. And the final fixture of this game week is between Wolves and West Ham at Molineux at 8:15 on Easter Monday, bank holiday here in the UK. Wolves currently occupy 13th position, 2 victories in their last 6 fixtures. However, they did lose at home against Liverpool, where Liverpool gained that a very good win away from home. West Ham, of course, were against Arsenal in the last game week 3. I think they were at 3-1 and they came back to 3-3 in the end. They really threw that one away. A lot of their players away on international duty as well. So were Wolves, mainly probably Portugal. So could be a few tired legs out there. Squad rotation could come into this. I think West Ham are the better of the 2 teams at the moment, this moment in time in the Premier League. So I'm going to go for a narrow away victory to the Hammers, 2-1.
Yeah, I've gone exactly the same as you. Wolves, they're the same as Crystal Palace at the moment. They're just going to hibernate till the end of the season. But overall, I would say this has been a pretty poor season for Wolves. Yes, you have the injury problems with the likes of Jimenez, Patricio at times, and other players like that, and Traore being completely out of form this year. But then again, with the squad they've got, they should definitely be in the top 10 chasing for Europa League, maybe Conference League. But yeah, poor season for Wolves. 2-1 West Ham. 2-1,
yeah. So that concludes our predictions for week 30 of the 2020-2021 Premier League season. As usual, I'm going to leave a template of these fixtures in the description. If you'd like to play along at home or even continue, which you always do, guys, play along at home, and make sure you copy those fixtures into a comment. And like Mahmoud Conte, you may be picked on Friday as a representative of the viewers, which I may do another little YouTube short on that one, because quite a few of you liked that video, and if you are top scorer as well, you will get a shout out in the next video. Now, Nathan, before we go, is there anything you'd like to add, such as you got some live streams coming up this weekend? I'm streaming on Friday, 3 o'clock against Nottingham Forest. Then on Monday, I believe it's a 5:30 or something like that, we're playing Sheffield Wednesday, so that should be an interesting one. Follow my social medias in the description below, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Do what you can to support the channel. That'd be appreciated. Superb. Thanks as always for watching. Make sure you check out all the other videos that exist on this channel. Look back at your former predictions and any tech videos you like, which I put on there time to time. I've got one coming out on hard discs if you want to watch that. But for now, thanks for watching us. We'll bid you farewell, and we'll see you all in the next video.